If you're struggling with first page ranking in YouTube as a new channel, then stick around because I'm going to show you exactly how to rank your videos on YouTube with the ranking tips I use to not only rank my videos, but dozens of other channels as well. Hey creators, I'm Ron Lyons, founder of Creators Accelerate, bringing you the latest tips and strategies that I've discovered in my journey as a creator and has helped dozens of channels accelerate their message. We're in this YouTube journey together, so don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell notification to get alerted about new content weekly so you too can experience what it's like to accelerate your channel. So let's dive into the video. So I started my first YouTube channel on August 31st, 2018, and in 30 days, that channel reached over 1,000 subscribers and counting, and more than 80% of my videos rank on the first page. But not only have I done that for my channel, I've helped dozens of others do the same. So how do I do it? Well, in this video, I'll show you the proof and the exact ranking tips that I use to make that happen so that you too can rank videos on YouTube with first page ranking. All right, the first thing I want to do is show you some proof as examples of my videos and a few of the channels that I've taught how to rank on YouTube. All right, so here I am in my laptop and I just want to show you a handful of videos. This one is Save Money Going Green, Best Eco-Friendly Products Ideas. And you can see here, first page ranking on some of the top ones here. And actually some of these other ones are ranking as well. Here's another one, Green Products. And this has generated over 41,000 views since October 27th of 2018. Here's another one, eco-friendly phone case. Again, front page or first page ranking on quite a few of them here, generating over 26,000 views since August 31st. All right, and here's the Save Money on Energy Bills. Again, first page ranking on several of these tags here, generating 18,000 views since September 21st, 2018. Keep in mind that each one of these has a search volume, which I explain later. And so you can add all of these up based on how many searches per month these tags are getting. If we go over, here's one of the channels that I've helped called Yester Kitchen. This one was from January 9th. And you can see here, this channel actually only has 364 subscribers. And so here we are, ranking in the first page of quite a few tags on this one. And then here's another channel that I've helped. This one was January 9th, 2019, 4,913 views. Again, a ton of tags here ranking in the first page. This one is Dr. Yazdan, 8,119 views since January 11th, 2019. This space is extremely competitive and still ranking on the first page on several tags on here as well, generating thousands of views. And then another channel that I helped called Self Leadership Global, generated over 7,000 views, almost 8,000 since November 8th. And again, extremely competitive and still ranking for several tags on the first page. Now that you've seen the results, how do these new channels with no authority get that kind of first page ranking? Well, I'm going to give you 4 strategies that you need to do in order to rank your videos on YouTube. Now understand that YouTube is a search engine, not a social media site. Even though they have some functions as a social media platform, they are first and foremost a search engine. In fact, they are the second largest search engine in the world next to Google, with over 1 billion users and over 5 billion videos viewed per day. So in order to get your videos ranked, you have to follow some strategic ranking tips. So number 1 is you have to use the right tools. So just like anything else in life, whether you're a chef, construction worker, beauty professional, or fitness expert, you need to have the right tool. So I can't tell you how many times I've asked channels who are struggling what tools they're using, and they give me the deer in headlights look. Huh? Now, this is a must. There's no compromise here. The process is far too complex to just guess, but you don't have to spend a bunch of money to get the right tools. In fact, I'm going to show you how to get started with tools for free. Now, these are the tools that I recommend to get started and that I use. So one of the tools you need to have is TubeBuddy. This is a free install and you can install it on most browsers. I've put a link below for you to check it out and get it installed right away. Now, there are other tools similar to TubeBuddy. This isn't the only one out there like this, but as a newer YouTube channel myself, I found after trying out some of the other ones that this was the easiest one to use and had the best process of finding keywords to rank. So keep in mind that there are options to upgrade to paid plans as well, but you can use it totally for free in the beginning. So the next tool that's completely free is called Keywords Everywhere. This is an extension that is free to download. The link to download is below in the description. And unlike some of the other tools, there's actually at this time no upgrades available. So you never pay anything for this one. This tool gives you what's called the search volume and tells you what keywords are being searched and how often they are being searched. A pro tip is if you're a newer channel, you want to keep your keywords at 1,000 or less searches per month in the beginning. So this extension shows up on the right of your browser right here. And then once you type something into the search bar, you can see a number pop up like this that tells you how many searches per month there are for this particular keyword. Another pro tip is to use keywords that have more than 0 searches so that you can gain more views. If you don't, then no one is going to see your video. The next tool is the YouTube Search Predict bar. Now, this is just the YouTube search bar, and when you type something in like this, say we type in eco-friendly products, you can see as we type, the search bar gives you a drop down of options with words that are being searched on YouTube. So again, totally free to use, and this one doesn't even require any download. One pro tip here is to click on the words that do pop up to make sure that Keywords Everywhere gives you a search volume for them so that you can pick the ones that have a number. Then you just plug that keyword into TubeBuddy and get the scoring, and that's it. That's the exact process I use for ranking videos in YouTube. For a detailed video on how to use these tools titled How to Keyword Research in 2019, click on the cards above or look down in the description below. I've screen shared with you to show you exactly how to use all of those tools. So what tools are you using right now to find your keywords? Have you been ranking your videos with success with those tools? Let me know in the comments and let me know what keywords you've been ranking for. Okay, number 2 for first page ranking is creating compelling title and tags. Now, most experts are going to just give you a vague overview and basically tell you what you already know, that you need to make a compelling title and have tags. Well, we know that. And besides being Captain Obvious, that really is just useless information if you don't know what exactly that means. So I'm going to show you. Now, yes, of course, you need to have a title that entices people to click on it. And of course, you need to have tags. But what exactly does that mean? Well, here you can see that I've put together a group of keywords that I found by using the tools I mentioned above. The secret is you want to find keywords that are all hyper-relative. In other words, they all say the exact same thing, just in a different way. You don't have to have a bunch of extra keywords that aren't even relevant, because all it will do is confuse the algorithm and your video will never rank. So you just take this group of keywords and you simply start putting them together to create a title. Now, sometimes it'll come easily and you'll see something that fits, and other times it'll take some time, but you have to take your time. Be creative and figure out ways to make the title sound enticing by adding on descriptive words like how to, or best, or tips, or anything provocative to capture the viewer attention while still keeping the keyword in there that has search volume. Now, you have up to 70 characters that you can use, so make them count. Here's a pro tip. You want to have a main title and a subtitle. So the main title is first and is what we call front loading, which is simply putting the main keywords that you want to rank for at the very beginning of the title, just like this. Now, even the subtitle needs to be relevant, but it can have a different variation of that main keyword. Again, keep it relevant if you want first page ranking. Now, once you have something that looks good and is clickable with the keywords that you want that are front loaded, you simply take the remaining keywords you found that are relative to the title and use those for the tags. You don't need to use all of them, just the ones that are hyper relative. I've made this mistake many times before, so there's no point in you doing it too. If you came up with a ton of keywords that are hyper relative, then great. But if you only have a few, that's okay too, as long as the quality is there. Don't just shove something in there to fill up space. Now, there is more to this process that we just don't have time to cover in this video. So be sure to check out my video titled YouTube SEO 2019 that you can find in the description below, as well as up here in the right corner in the cards. This video is going to dive deeper into the SEO strategies using these keywords to create a clickable title, effective tags, and a compelling description to tie it all together. Okay, number 3 to first page ranking is YouTube ranking factors. Now, what this means is that YouTube is going to rank your video based on certain factors that they analyze and use to determine the value of your video and whether they should recommend it or rank that video. So here are 4 ranking factors that you can control. Keep in mind there's literally hundreds or even thousands of ranking factors, but you want to focus on the ones that you can control. And those are, number 1, the click-through rate, or what we call CTR. This is simply how many people see your thumbnail, which is called an impression, and how many of those people actually click on it. So this is measured in your analytics, and you want to look for a percentage of between 2 and 10%. What this means is you want a highly clickable thumbnail, which means make it stand out from the crowd. Use compelling pictures, preferably with your face in it. People want to see you, and use oversaturated colors to make everything stand out. Keep the text to a minimum, no more than 30 characters, and use the picture to capture attention. So you can use free software like Canva to create these thumbnails very quickly. Okay, the second ranking factor is watch time. Now, although you don't directly have control over this ranking signal after your video is released, you do before you release it. So how do you increase your watch time? You have to create engaging content that has a mix of value and entertainment. You need a framework. So if you've ever watched the movie Gladiator, there's a scene in there where Proximo explains to Maximus that the value of how to win the crowd as a gladiator, and that it is the key to winning his freedom. He goes on to tell Maximus that he wasn't the best because he killed the other gladiators quickly, but because the crowd loved him. And he goes on to tell Maximus, if you want your freedom, you must win the crowd. Well, it's the same thing on YouTube. You have to win the crowd, and the only way to do that is to get them to watch your videos. So give them value, but also entertain them. This is why we are called creators. Use all the resources at your disposal and pour your heart into it. Learn about lighting and sound and how to edit your videos so they're the best quality that you can possibly produce. Now, this doesn't mean you have to spend a bunch of money on equipment, but rather learn with what you have. Okay, the third ranking factor is engagement, which is likes, shares, comments, and subscribers. So comments are probably the best way to engage, but you still get rewarded for all of those factors. The best way to do this is to make a direct and intentional call to action in the video. So don't be vague. Ask a compelling question to get people to comment, and make sure you like and answer all of those comments. Especially as a new creator, you should be answering every single one. A pro tip is you're going to get haters, especially if you do controversial topics, but that's okay. The haters will actually watch your videos more and make more comments, so be polite, answer their comments with questions to keep them engaged and keep them responding. But of course, if it's inappropriate or just flat out mean, then delete it. But otherwise, welcome the haters as well. YouTube rewards your video for engagement, even if it's negative. Last and certainly not least, number 4 to first page ranking on YouTube is to get inbound links, or what is often referred to as backlinks. So the best way to do this is to embed your video on blogs, share posts as a guest blogger, and of course, share your video to social media. Each time someone finds your video off of the YouTube platform and they click on it, it takes them to the YouTube platform. This triggers the algorithm and tells YouTube that your video is bringing people to their platform for free. So this is free advertising for them. So the more you can do this, the better. Now, if you don't have enough time or authority to do this effectively, you can have someone do this for you so that you can generate more views to your videos and of course, increase your ranking on YouTube. Now, the difference between getting 3 views and 3,000 views can be quite a big difference in where your video ranks in YouTube. So if you don't have the influence to gain that many views off of YouTube, then you'll want to look at outsourcing this to a reliable and trusted source. Just be cautious, because we're not talking about buying views or anything spammy or unethical that isn't going to be beneficial in the long run. We're talking about sharing your video on blogs, websites, and social media to drive traffic to your videos. If you aren't clear about how backlinks work, or you just want more information, then make sure you click on the free beginner's guide in the description below or on the channel banner to the far right. Here you'll get more tips on ranking as well as how to start your channel right, including more information about backlinks. All right, there they are, the 4 ranking tips to help you get first page ranking in YouTube for 2019. I know it's a lot of information, so make sure you go back through, take notes, look below for the show notes for resources, and make sure you get my free beginner's guide to YouTube that has even more information. Also, for daily support that you need to grow your channel, you'll want to join our Facebook community where you get your questions answered and connect with other YouTubers who are growing just like you. Don't take my word for it. Check out some of the testimonials from other channels in the Creators Accelerate group by going to the testimonial playlist that I've linked in the cards above or down in the description below. Don't forget to give a thumbs up, or hey, even a thumbs down if you didn't like the video, and give your feedback or questions in the comments below so that we can connect and grow together. My passion is to help creators just like you learn from my mistakes, as well as training and mentorship I've received from some of the top influencers so that you too can accelerate your channel. So let's connect. Remember, you're just one video away. So that's all for today, and I'll see you in the next video.